Dear human, dear soul, I welcome you to my podcast series, Conversations with the Universe. Since a near-death experience, I have the gift to communicate with subtle levels of the cosmos. The knowledge from these for us invisible forms of energy I capture in my books, and it is now a great pleasure for me to share this knowledge, these conversations, with you as a supplement to the books. Please excuse me if the terms and articulations are not perfect. Our mother tongue is German, but we try to translate it to the best of our abilities. Thank you.
In our next episode, we dedicate ourselves to Chico Xavier. You'll also find that in the book, some information, and I just want to briefly outline that Chico himself also worked as a medium, had a lot of contact with the deceased, and actually did it as his main profession. Had written, I believe, around 400 books about this topic, subtle worlds, contact with the deceased, and today we will read the interview I did with the now deceased Chico Xavier. I therefore ask for an appointment to talk, known by the name Chico Xavier. Yes, I am here.
The energy is pleasant.
First of all, I'd like to know how you are doing, where you are right now.
I'm doing well. I'm not particularly stirred, but I'm glad you're contacting me. This form of writing is very familiar to me.
Yes, you worked the same way, right?
Yes, I have.
Then maybe you can describe exactly what happens in this writing process.
You can feel the energy of the being you contact, that you get his thoughts. It's like putting energy into a shell. This form then begins to write.
That means that ultimately you are in me right now and writing out of me.
That's not quite right. The energy that I am is not entirely within you, but I am connected to you, and your being can read my thoughts. This is similar but still different. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand that. I am so connected with you that I can clearly read your energy.
Exactly.
Did you work the same way?
Yes.
So, and what defines talent?
Only those who are very pure in their energy can, because a clear channel is needed for it. The paths, would you say, are long, and for that you need very clear, pure channels, so that the distance we have to cover in this communication doesn't really exist.
I would be interested in how this vastness ultimately happens.
Imagine it like a kind of lemon that you start to peel. And then the form that makes up the subtlety begins. In this form there are also many connections and paths. And the center is the core. If the channel is clear, it's like piercing the shell and the hull directly to the core.
I understand. I've also heard that, with you too, you had a certain eye weakness. I also have a bit an eye weakness and wanted to ask if that might be related, like the gift and this physical thing. Appearance or issue?
No, Sylvia, the power of vision is not connected with the link in that way. It is different. Eyesight is a physical matter. The body can either convert the energy or not. With me, he just couldn't do it. That was hard for me, but I accepted it.
Then please tell me something about your last life now. Did you have more contact with the deceased?
No, that's how it wasn't just that part for you. but also the part of the other worlds. I could also go into many layers.
Did you have this issue of protection just like I do?
Something different. I was in a different energy at home, so I had fewer issues with the deceased. But I was always called to protect myself just like you.
And did you take money for your work back then?
No, the work in this mission is not something that can be paid with money. That is not right. People gave me money too. But I never internally expected that I'd get money for it. It's just not right when you're connected. I know. And who have you communicated with the most? I spoke mostly with the Wise Brotherhood. That's your source too, right? Yes, absolutely. Would you like to tell me a bit more about your transition? I was in a state of calm, and I knew it would soon be over. My friends told me. That did not trouble me. Still, I was excited, as you can imagine. The initial direct perception became even clearer. What exactly did you perceive? The beings became more perceptible to me, even more than ever before. It's like a layer that's just in between. Then I went to another level in the dream, and there they were. All of them. Does that mean you fell asleep and passed away? Yes. Were you still scared then? Very little. It was the uncertainty of perception. Because I had lived my whole life in increasing darkness, and was a bit afraid of how it would be when I suddenly saw clearly again.
And how was it then?
The feeling was very nice. I felt love in the light, and this energy was so healing, so connective, and so deep. Pure joy.
I also noted that the feeling, while I am now with, communicate to you what a rebirth is, a deep euphoria flowed through me as if I were like a child to be. And I'm glad that after learning and entertainment, I can finally play again and speak for joy and get to experience that. I feel your energy, but I have to cry. Why is that?
That's the joy, Sylvia. And a bit of sadness that I didn't feel this way my whole life.
Now I need to adjust my recording accordingly. I want to note that at that time when he wrote it, I cried a lot. Many tears flowed. And I felt very, very sad. So what is described here for you in just a few words? But it was accompanied by very, very intense feelings of sadness. Really cried bitterly about this realization that he has not felt this feeling of joy in his body for his entire life, but only has this notion again outside of his body that had intensity, joy, and fun. And I fully got that despair in. I read on. I can understand you, dear Chico, but it is over for you now.
Yeah, I'm just a bit nostalgic about it.
I can understand that. And what makes you the saddest?
The perception that eyes give you is in a way an opportunity to experience beauty. And I had this opportunity to experience less.
I can understand that, but from where you are now, you can see. Describe. What does it look like there?
The energy is very high and wise, and I use its power to move.
And how do you move with your thoughts, or how?
No, that's not quite right. It's the possibilities we create within ourselves, the things that move us. That means I express the will, And then I determine the movement.
How can I imagine that? Do you fly or walk?
It's not comparable to the way you humans move. I just move.
Do you have a body? What does it look like?
In a way, oval.
With a little cooler.
Whiter.
I heard that in your life you are a human being for the media in Brazil and told him to come to Abidjan to work as a healer.
Yes, that was the entity Betsera.
And did João, the medium in Brazil, come to you?
Yes, he wanted to know how and where he should work.
And then Becerra told you where.
That's how it is.
And do you know today from your true perception why the place Apajania in Brazil was chosen for it?
Because the energy of the place is very special.
And do you know why that is?
Mom,
have you never asked yourself that?
Be connected and you know it.
I once heard that in the earth that is under the place, there are many crystals should eventually be underground, right?
Yes.
And that's been the case for a long time.
There is no time in here as you know it. Time is a disc and I can turn it, Sylvia. The place remains in its energy because it pulses with energy. This is much older than the crystals that were created due to the energetics. This is not a thing that goes away. It is in the earth.
And someone else once told me that in Brazil it is an hour and a half, 2 hours away from here. A female chakra works, a kind of female energy works.
That's absolutely correct.
And does this energy also work in Abhajania?
Not here.
What is it then?
The energy of the earth is very open and pure here. It's like a hole in the energy field surrounding the earth. And as a result, other entities from other levels come here. And this increases the energy. It's a synergy that keeps going.
And how did you find João after your transition to the medium?
I just visited him. It's really simple. You think of someone and get the impulses on how to find them. It was a matter of really just a very short time, if you want to measure it.
So you found your former friend relatively quickly. And how did you perceive the place outside your body? I mean, how did you perceive Abhadiania?
I saw it bathed in white light. This is very rare. The Earth's surface is usually very dark.
Interesting, because you are the one who told the medium to go to that place, right? Beings. Bexera had it written or communicated about you, and now you are outside of your body. Once seen what this entity has written and conveyed through you, and wanted to convey that this is a good, right place. How did you first get into the medium João, that is your former friend, came in?
That was very simple. He had felt my presence and then called my name. And then I went inside him.
And how did you perceive his aura from your out-of-body experience?
The aura was vast and large. It was like a balloon.
And how do you perceive people when they step in front of you, when you are in João as the medium?
People protect their problems more than themselves.
As it
I sense their despair and their fears. It took me a while to study this form of perception. but I was able to do it quite soon.
And how do you perceive that? How exactly does one perceive that? How do you see people's fears?
Are black
Subtitles by
or
Stephanie Geigs.
brown. Despair is green. Pity is like a layer on top of these colors. It's a bit hard to describe because there aren't really words to explain it.
I understand. But thanks for trying. After all, it's your perception, your very own perception that you're sharing. That's very interesting for us. Are there any things in this work that make you sad when you tell the people in Abajania about it? So you encounter it through the medium.
People still don't do most of the work. They think we do everything. But that's not the case. We go into the medium to tell them what they should do, and then they still don't do it right. It's the way of doing things, not the act itself. People's perception is too closed off for me. That's not good. I would like to touch everyone's hearts. Open up, if I may say so they understand the root of their suffering.
You said that very nicely.
No, Sylvia, this is not nice. This is very sad. But I try my best to understand it.
Are there perhaps also a few nice moments?
Yes, people who open their hearts. And finally, to experience the healing, those are the gift. And that's why I do all this.
Do you want to come back to Earth again, like really incarnate with your energy?
Yes, very gladly.
Subtitling not possible due to audio quality.
I want to see clearly. Enjoy even more with the eyes.
Yes, that makes sense. And have you none? Or did you find an answer why you had this obstacle, this physical obstacle in your life?
That's a good question. The clear view I didn't have was the key to unlocking my soul to the energies that wanted to ride through me. And unfortunately, that's just the truth. I paid this price to do this mission.
Mm-hmm. And you have done that successfully. You have helped a lot of people with it. And now you would like to live a life next in which you participate in life. Can really celebrate with a clearer view, right?
Yes, that's what I wish for.
But there is a lot of suffering on earth. It is also risky if you reincarnate again, so that you might experience a different kind of suffering.
That might be, Sylvia, but I would choose to avoid that. You understand? In my previous life, I chose the I theme so that I wouldn't stray from the path of connection. I wanted to go this way. And it didn't happen randomly or by chance. Okay.
Do you perceive all the other entities from your current perception?
Yes, of course.
And do you communicate with each other?
But yes.
Do you have friends?
I have a charming question. I am friends with everyone equally. Most have been like this for a long time. But I admire their dedication as if it were the first day.
And when these operations are done, what exactly do you perceive? What is your perception of it?
As you have already experienced, I recognize the energies as they are accelerated with energy. So that's all.
Yes, Dr. Augustus had already revealed that to us. Would you maybe like to continue here? Leave a message to the people here, a message that's uniquely yours.
Yes, I would really like
so
that.
Please.
The people who come here should go quietly and calmly and listen to the silence. The healing is not to be found in communication with people, but in the openings for our messages that we constantly give them. People are too distracted, even here and especially here. But this is a place of silence, of the lasting silence.
Yes, I can understand and interrupt
the feeling
that.
of the place, and the energy here multiplies many times when people communicate with each other. Finally, once listening silently.
So, do you also notice the white spheres, how they are working?
Oh yeah, they're funny. They move very quickly and also move the energies very quickly. Everything is so colorful. I really enjoy watching you. Most of them are white, but there are also other colors among them. And it's all beautiful to look at. The white spheres take the energy away from the soul and start cleaning it. Then put those parts back into the soul.
And you, as beings, how do you operate?
We absorb the negative energy from people into our fields and cleanse it. Then we give this energy back.
And of course, all of this happens very quickly.
Very quickly.
And when one of you is incorporated in the medium, where are you then?
We are in our zone and we operate it from there.
And it works. Just like how we are communicating now. You're on your level and we're still connected. You are on your level and join forces with those who help you, which will then be operated on a scene. So you are not all in the rooms, but you direct your consciousness to this level where the people are. You actually only come into the rooms here. If you incorporate,
that's right.
Why can't the medium work just like we do now? Simply relaying the messages like you are to me right now.
That wouldn't be enough, Sylvia. Because then the perception of him isn't enough. He can see clearly, but he cannot read energy fields. Only we can do that through him.
Do you have any idea what will happen when he is no longer around?
I don't know that yet, but I have a hunch. Will we be able to incorporate it into particularly pure individuals and can continue to work there? But that will probably be in different places on Earth. I don't know exactly yet. I don't know. Most people need some more time for that.
Do you have a favorite spot in the house? So no. And do you still have a contact or also have a contact with Ignacio de Loyola? Yes. But he is relatively isolated. He needs this form of concentration. And can you perceive other entities besides the ones that have been communicated so far? No. Have you ever performed surgery on a human body, like for real?
No, I don't dare to do that, Sylvia. It's too physical for me.
Can you confirm, do you also perceive that the white spheres are forming a pyramid shape here in Abidjania, Brazil, reach to the sky?
Yes, absolutely.
And are there any other supportive energies on site?
No. The spheres are varied enough.
And what happens from your perception when so-called miraculous healings occur?
This kind of healing is not a miracle. We take the energies and transform them, and sometimes the body starts reacting right away.
And why is this not the case for most people?
I don't know. Maybe Solomon can tell you more about it.
The medium once said, healing is also a merit. Do you see it the same way?
No, I see it differently. For me, healing is not the result of merit. Healing must be desired.
In my opinion, both belong together. But, well, who should I call next?
And I recommend the quiet form.
What for?
The quiet form is part of the power of Abhajanya. The power that protects Abhajanya.
Thank you, I appreciate it. I will do that. Thanks for the great conversation, Chico. Thanks, love.